everybody, to the galaxy's favorite talk show. As always, I am your host, Nick, joined by my co-host, Joshua.
Welcome in, everyone.
Today, we're going to be talking about a show that, we kind of been putting off this review. I think this show came out last year, but...
I think it came out early last year.
Yeah, early last year. Invincible.
True.
It's a comic book adaptation that was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if a lot of people have seen it, but the people that have it, and we both have, it's a really solid show.
Honestly, it surprised me.
It did. I think from the first episode, it really draws you in, and it's a pretty cool story. I think the cast is really crazy.
True.
And shortly after the first season finished and kind of wrapped up, because it dropped weekly.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. They announced that they're gonna do. It got renewed for 2 seasons.
Ooh, so they're gonna be a total of 3 that we know of so far.
Yeah, which is interesting because I've never seen a show get renewed and get 2 seasons confirmed.
It must have done pretty well then.
Yeah.
And it's animated, so that means it's still a lot of work, the people animating
voice
it
acting,
and doing all the voice acting, but it's less work than having to go out to locations and film on sets.
Yeah.
It's less work than that.
It's more like in a studio in production.
Yeah. So I wonder if that might have something to do with why they greenlit 2 seasons off rip, or maybe it just did really good,
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, this show was one of the few shows in recent years, since comic book movies and TV shows are getting really popular. We're still in that era.
Yeah, I think it's still highly popular.
This was one of the few comics that I hadn't ever read. This is Image Comics. It's based on a comic from Image Comics. The same people and the same writer that wrote the Walking Dead comic.
Yeah, I remember, dude. Oh man, whenever so I did hear about this comic, and that's why it surprised me when it was getting adapted to a TV show, because back in the old days, probably 5 or 6 years ago, I used to go out to stores and get comic books, and mainly what I would read was The Walking Dead. So I would buy the volume. Sometimes I would just go to the store and read it right there.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to buy the shit. And I would always see in the back panel advertisements for Robert Kirkman and
his other work.
Yeah, other works. And I was Invincible. I was okay.
His other one, yeah.
I remember when it started. It was early. It was honestly maybe 2011 or 2012, man.
Yeah.
It seems like he's been working on this for quite some time. And I know that he hung up the sheriff's hat for The Walking Dead. I think that series finally ended. So I guess he's trying to focus more on kind of bringing this comic book adaptation to life.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
And honestly, I think it's actually benefited from the fact that I haven't seen this comic, and I think a lot of other people haven't read this comic as well.
It's very fresh.
This comic is it's kind of like a deep cut. Image Comics and Robert Kirkman, he got respect in the industry.
Yeah.
But the mainstream general public hadn't really heard of Invincible, not really.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people that were reading The Walking Dead might have, and even then, The Walking Dead was huge when the TV show blew up.
Oh yeah.
And that caused the comic sales to go up as well for the comic.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that probably brought some people into the Invincible, but because of that, I had never read the comic. So, oh yeah, by the way, full spoilers.
There's gonna be full spoilers.
This show's been out for over a year. Go see it if you haven't already.
Yeah, watch the show.
Yeah.
It's highly worth it, but we're gonna be talking a lot of spoilers.
Yeah. So the main thing is episode 1. What's his name? Omni-Man, his Invincible's dad, straight up just murks all the fucking heroes, bro.
Yeah. So let's start with the synopsis of this. So pretty much it's about this kid, the 17-year-old kid. His dad he's the Superman pretty much of this universe. And he's trying to see if he's is gonna get superpowers.
Yeah.
For the longest time, he's hitting puberty. He's kind of getting a little bit older.
He's about to be 18.
Yeah.
He's graduating high school, going to college, and he's damn, I still ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
And his dad's kind of like a Superman type of character.
There's a Walmart version Justice League in this.
Yeah.
They got a fish dude. They got a green lady who can phase through stuff. They got a Wonder Woman. They got a Batman. He's called Darkwing, I think. Dude, he does not hold a candle to Batman, dude. All he did. Oh my god. I will admit though,
what I do
he is a hero.
Okay, what I like about the heroes in this universe is some of them are pretty crazy in terms of power level.
Yeah.
There are some out there that are insane.
There's some villains that are insane.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to that.
But I like how there's characters like Batman. There's a version of Batman in the show briefly. And I like how a lot of the characters, they seem, obviously this isn't realistic because they got crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
But like it feels like if there were these kind of people, like there was a Batman or there was a Wonder Woman, there was a Fish dude, the power level that they give them in this show, it seems pretty realistic.
Yeah.
Because one thing I will say is in DC Comics, because it's kind of Justice League inspired. There's a couple of Marvel people in there too, but like it's mostly DC inspired heroes, I think. One thing about DC is people like Batman go toe to toe with Superman. It's just like a human versus like a fucking like god.
Yeah, Batman is human.
And Batman, the reason why they explain is he's just so smart and he thinks like 20 steps ahead and shit like that. Which, you know, it's really cool to read like that, but realistically, like my boy getting murked, like it don't matter.
Superman should have won.
Yeah, and same thing with other people like Aquaman. Like he's got some strength, but he's pretty much just a fish.
Just controls the ocean.
Yeah, so like I like how they have their power levels pretty balanced and pretty realistic within this show. Nobody really seems to do anything that I would be like out of their power level, I guess.
Yeah, nothing really seems too crazy.
Everybody that is at their specific level, they make sense.
Yeah, Omni-Man is like clearly like the best of the best.
Yeah, so far he's like the top we've seen. And what's crazy is I haven't read any of the comics, but I've heard that there's other people to come that haven't shown up yet that are even like crazier than Omni-Man in terms of power level.
Yeah, that is a good point that you made. So let's, I guess, kind of dive into the story now.
Okay. I mean, you said there's a high school kid. He's trying to get his powers, see if he gets them at all.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting them, like pretty much like right around the time he turns 18.
Yeah.
And around that time as well, his dad kind of starts acting a little weird. You know, there's one look at him, he's kind of like, oh, he got powers, and he doesn't seem like ecstatic.
Yeah.
Like
he doesn't seem excited as his son would be.
Yeah, and there's little weird stuff going on here and there, like in the background. You don't really understand until later on. But the overall gist of the story is his son gets powers. His dad might be hiding something, we don't know what. And his son's just trying to become a superhero, join the superhero world, get trained by his dad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's like a Teen Titans-esque group he kind of helps out here and there.
Yeah.
And then the big plot point that kind of sets off the show is the end of the first episode. Somebody calls all of like their version of the Justice League together.
Guardians of the Globe.
That's
what
Guardians
they were
of
called.
the Globe. Yeah,
it's a trash name.
So they all get called together. They're all in one spot, and then Omni-Man just pulls up, and he just fucking murks everybody.
Yeah, it's honestly, I think it caught me off guard just because of like the plot point, but also up until that point of the pilot, like there wasn't really any blood or anything.
Yeah,
like I think at one point his son is like trying to fly and he flies into the ground.
Yeah,
it's
just dirt, scratches.
Yeah, like the Pokemon, like really simple animated, like hurt. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a crazy scene. Like the whole fight, like oh man, it just really fucked me up, dude.
Okay, so like what I think they purposely made the first episode very generic in the sense of like there's a ton of DC animated and Marvel animated, comic book animated shows and movies, and I think they made it extremely generic in the sense like, okay, here's our Justice League. Oh, this kid's gonna get powers like Spider-Man. He's a kid getting powers, and then his dad's this. It's very generic. There's training scenes, like, you know, stuff like that. And it's kind of just like, okay, yeah, like this is more of the same. It's all right, whatever. And then they just drop that crazy shit on you. And they're like, up until then, like you said, no blood, no gore, very PG, just nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, it was very
PG and then turned to R.
And then, yes, just all at once at the end, like we just see Omni-Man crush, like, what's Red
Rush.
Red Rush, yeah.
And that was a crazy tactic.
He's like the Flash, and he just fucking grabs his head and just squeezes him.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
dude, that must have felt like hours to him, dude.
Exactly,
because like right before that scene happens, like he's spending time with his girl, and he's like, sorry, I can't pay attention. Like, you know, like things like they just feel so much longer to me.
He's like the Flash, and that makes sense. You know, the Flash can move so quick; it would make sense that slowing down would seem like eternities to him to like sit there. Yeah, I
feel like forever.
So it just feels like he's constantly like his eyes are bursting out of his skull. Oh my god, that shit's insane.
God, the way that he killed them all though, like you could tell. What's it called? He took care of like Red Rush first because like he was a threat. Like he was pretty much like kind of holding the fight together. I wonder what would have happened differently if like he lived.
Yeah, it would have been because they actually. I like how it seems like they kind of might have had a chance to stop him if they would have been more prepared. You know what I mean? Like he kind of caught them off guard.
Well, because they were not ready.
They didn't know, and then immediately they're like, "Oh shit!" Like Is he under mind control?
Yeah,
Like, why would he be
would,
doing this?
Yeah, they're like, this is not like him.
Because up until then, he's been like the Superman of this universe. The
Yeah.
only thing is he hasn't worked with them. He kind of works alone. He kind of teams up every now and then with them, but he kind of does his own thing.
Yeah, I don't think he's part of the Guardians.
Yeah, he's just kind of, he's working freelance.
Yeah. I don't know if they introduced this character Cecil in the first episode. They probably did, because I know it opens up with
They did.
I think they're called the Boulder Twins or the Balder Twins.
Yeah,
they're like these two alien twins that are trying to steal technology. But Cecil's part of like this secret organization that kind of just like
it like
keeps
transcends the CIA. It's like even like more covert than them.
Yeah, they work closely with like superheroes and they keep track of like extraterrestrial things that happen on Earth and stuff. And he's worked with Omni-Man. But yeah, so the pilot like really set shit off, and then from there,
you're kind of so the audience knows that what the fuck's wrong with Omni-Man,
Yeah,
like he just did all this, and then people are trying to solve who killed them. There's like a Hellboy-esque character,
Damien Darkblood.
Dark,
I really like when that happened because they're like at the crime scene and shit. And like Omni-Man's in like special like care. He's like in the ICU because like he got pretty fucked up.
He got pretty fucked up too. Yeah.
They almost had him, dude. At one
did,
point, they had him just like, but his arms were pinned and they were just fucking beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, true. Damn.
But yeah, I don't know. He's got the best of them. But Damien Darkblood, he like comes into the scene and you can tell because like Cecil like notices his breath get really cold because like this dude is like a demon. But yeah, he's like this paranormal investigator, like a spirit, and he's kind of helping like solve the case. He's like, oh, like, Nolan did this. And I think at one point it gets really suspenseful because Debbie, which is Omni-Man's wife, and Mark's mom, she finds like his suit and there's like, there's still blood on it and stuff, like he's kept it.
Yeah.
And she takes it to like get the blood examined on it.
Oh, true. I forgot about that actually. There's a lot of plot points.
Yeah, let me pull up my notes actually.
Nick took notes
for this. I had hella notes.
One thing I do like is when he fights the Justice League in the beginning, when Darkwing, the version of Batman, attacks him, he does like a very Batman type thing. Like, he throws like a gas thing that like kind of blind him. And then he comes from above. And what I love is like immediately fucking Omni-Man just like slams his ass on the floor. Yeah. And then he slams him again. You just hear like every bone in his body just broke.
Literally his intestines.
Every organ just exploded. Like he's done like in one hit. Which is pretty. I mean, if we're being real, like if Batman was real, like he wouldn't stand no chance against this dude. He's just a human. So,
God
damn. I also like how right before he calls them, Darkwing's like fighting two like regular criminals, and he leaves them like hanging. I don't think he's like, I'll be right back. He's like, you guys better like give me what I'm asking for, and he leaves, and he's never gonna come back. So
he takes a glider.
I bet you those dudes are like they're probably dead by now.
Poor guys, man. So I got my notes. So. Okay. I think at this point Cecil suspects that Nolan killed the Guardians, but he's trying to figure out why. And when we cut back to Mark, remember he's like, he's trying to like date this girl at school. Her name's Amber. Like she's, he's trying to just have a normal like teenage life while also like discovering his powers. Because I think at the end of the first episode he discovers them because he's just like taking out the trash at like his job and shit, and then he chucks it all the way to like fucking.
She goes
to like another state or something. Well, we see where it lands later because like I think it was the opening scene of one episode where like these two security guards are just talking outside a gate, and then like a bunch of blood starts landing on them, but it's just like it's a trash bag.
Oh shit!
Because like Mark, he works at like a burger place, so it's just like extra shit. But yeah, so he's trying to get with this girl named Amber.
Refresh my memory, Nick. Let me hear these notes.
There was so I think each episode kind of has like a little plot point. There's one point where they go to different college campuses and shit.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna, like you said, they're like on the brink of pretty much graduating. And I forget what the campus was. I want to say maybe like in DC or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Or somewhere far.
This is the one where there's like the weird underground robot.
Yeah, he goes with his friend and Amber, and they're kind of just looking at all these different campuses and stuff. And at this point, Amber's like fed up because like Mark is like super flaky. But like he's just doing superhero shit, like I think his dad actually took him already to get like his superhero costume and shit, which is pretty cool.
And the guy that voices the guy that makes the suits is Mark Hamill.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You can tell when it's Mark Hamill now.
This dude's
like,
in everything, bro.
At this point with the voice acting. But there's this weird plot line where this I think it's a student on campus or just a villain. He takes people's like I think he just captures them, like he abducts them, and then he kind of experiments on their bodies to make them like these like cyborg
Like
human.
he's trying to make like a perfect being or something like
yeah,
that.
he's
Like,
trying to make like this perfect being. And so I'm trying to remember Invincible's friend. I forget what his name is.
Oh yeah, he has like his best friend.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
like
just call him Chris. Okay, just for now.
that honestly might be right too.
Yeah, so Chris, he has a love interest. He has this I think a boyfriend that they're visiting at the campus with, and he somehow goes missing.
True.
And so Invincible, like, he's going to look for him and shit, and he chases these robots down to the sewers, and he finds out like he's getting experimented on and shit.
Oh my god,
He's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
It looks like he's kind of been lobotomized because like
Yeah, they don't really have too much of their memory.
yeah, they
They're
take
kinda
like their
gone.
memory and like they kind of just make them drones. But that whole sequence, Invincible, he saves his friend and he fights off the robots, which they actually look super annoying to like fight.
It's because
like,
they don't feel pain.
yeah, they don't feel pain, so like
Like
they just come at you, like they're
They're
kind of like
like-
zombies.
Yeah,
but
their pain
strong.
receptors are off and all that. They're just like, it's fucking weird. They're pretty creepy.
It is super creepy.
Yeah, and
they come back in the finale.
that's
as
what I like.
well.
Yeah, I like how they introduce something early on and it comes back into play later.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I think before that happens though, when Invincible first gets his costume, he's flying through New York. And he kind of has like his first like superhero outing.
Oh, that one
And-
dude who's like the boulder or some shit. He's like, he can turn into rocks.
Titan.
Titan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he helps him later.
Yeah, that's another a plot point we're going to talk about. Which is actually, I think that's a really good scene.
It is.
Because at that point he's kind of like the new Guardians of the Globe. But
true.
back to when he's like flying out in the city for the first time, he's got his new costume and stuff. I like the colors he picked. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
And in all honesty, it is pretty good costume. I'm not gonna lie.
It's pretty fire.
Yeah, it's hard to make a costume nowadays with so many heroes for so many years
Yeah,
and make it
it's
be
like original.
Yeah,
but
it's
also
original.
Like
It's
practical.
its own thing, and it looks good, you know, and
Yeah.
it sticks. And I think I think his does. I
Yeah.
can't lie to you.
But he comes upon like Martians attacking Earth or like a part of the city.
Mhm.
And like they're kind of just fucking people up. Like it's literally a army of like alien Martians, and they're just like shooting
yeah.
at people.
That's
like,
when what do they call themselves? The Teen Titans type group.
The Guardians.
That's not the Guardians. That's somebody else. But
No.
they are in place of the Guardians.
Oh, like the robot and like all
There's the robot man, robot guy, whatever the fuck his name is. There's the girl that's kind of like Starfire. I forgot all their names.
Eve. It's like Adam Eve.
Adam Eve.
Adam
yeah.
Eve. That's what it is.
And then there was like
Duplicate.
the Duplicate,
Yeah.
and then the Firestarter or something like that.
I'm forgetting his name.
But they're kind of like a Teen Titans group. But then later on, they're having like tryouts to form the new Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah, because like they're all dead. So like you kind
Yeah.
of get to see all these different heroes like
You do,
fight each
yeah.
other, which is pretty cool.
But yeah, there's the Martians invading, and Invincible pulls up to help out. You know, they're fighting them off.
Rexplode. That's his
Rexplode,
name.
yeah.
These names, man. There's a guy called Black Samson.
I remember him.
His
He's the
name's
one that
just-
lost his powers,
Yeah.
and then they end up coming back.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
He used to be on the Guardians of the Globe. It doesn't show it in the show, but I know that
Mhm.
that's like lore in the comics.
Yeah, and then like I guess his powers went away.
That's probably why they kicked him out. They're like, nah, bro, you.
Like you weak as fuck. Yeah, but Martians are attacking the city, and Invincible's like trying to save people and shit. I think at one point he picks up like an old lady, and he's trying to like fly her away to safety, and like
Mhm.
he gets shot down by the Martians, and he slams on the ground really hard, and she's just like her bones are all
She
broken,
done,
and he's
dog.
like oh my god, like I'm so sorry. He's like it's pretty funny because like
Yeah.
it's his first time like kind of being in
He's-
a superhero situation.
That's true.
But-
Damn.
His dad shows up. He pretty much fucks up all the Martians. He like flies to their planet. Like he
That's
goes,
what's crazy.
yeah, he goes through their portal, and it's crazy because like after he comes out, he has like a beard.
So
like,
I guess time moves differently in
Yeah.
space and time and all that shit.
yeah,
You know.
probably because where their planet is, like gravity causes
Yeah, maybe
however many
something.
rotations.
Who knows? Time is
Um,
relative.
But yeah, I don't know if you caught this though. Like it's probably been a long time, but
Let's see.
when he's fucking up the whole like Martian planet, he's like
Mhm.
killing everyone. He's like, Earth is like not your planet to like
Yeah.
conquer. Like he says that line, and
Yeah.
it makes sense now since at
It
the
makes-
finale of the show.
Oh my god, it makes sense in context.
But yeah, he kills all the fucking aliens. He comes back. He's like, "You good, son? Like you're gonna learn to be a better hero."
Yeah.
And then he tries out. He becomes, I think, part of the Guardians of the Globe. After I forget who he fights. I think he fights Monster Girl actually.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
like-
yeah. She's kind of like a Hulk.
Yeah, she's like a girl who can become like this like big ass like monster troll like
But-
type thing.
But she has her. She's kind of weird because she has like the body of a little girl, but she's older than that.
Yeah, so every time she uses her powers, it makes her younger.
Yeah,
It's like a degenerate.
so eventually she's gonna
age thing.
She'll be too young to like, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird. Kind of an pros and cons, and that's a pretty big con.
that is a really big con.
I really like the subplot with the robot guy, the robot man guy.
Oh yeah. I think his name is Robot Face let me see.
What his character, I think it was really interesting watching his his whole arc.
The one that makes himself human, right? Are you talking about the mob boss?
No, wait, not the mob boss. The
one
guy
who
that he is a human. We find out that he is some weird fucked up. He can't move, walk, and he really is alive, and he wants to transfer his consciousness into like an android, like a human, a clone. That's why he got those two people.
Rexplode's blood.
And he took Rexplode's blood, so it looks like a younger version of him.
That's right.
And he made it young so that because he has a crush on Monster Girl.
Yeah, that was an interesting plot line.
Well, because the whole time I thought he was like,
I thought he was gonna do something sinister.
He was like a bad guy, but he was doing it for like
his own reasons.
Yeah, like
himself.
his own. Yeah, and one thing I did like is how they put like his shriveled up weird fucked body, and then like the android, and they were gonna move the thing, and I like how the clone said, "Oh, this won't move your consciousness; it's just gonna copy it and put it in there." He's like, "So this isn't gonna be you." He's like, "You're gonna die." Like,
yeah.
So,
and he's like, I want to do it anyway.
He's like, yeah, I'll do it anyway. So I know that or like myself, because all it did was copy him,
Yeah, so pretty much Robot died right there.
Yeah, he died, and then the other one is just like, it still has all his memories and remembers all of that. It's just like he's not the original.
Yeah, that was an interesting plot line, because I remember like, they do the whole process. It like almost kills him. Like he starts like spitting blood up. God. And like his new copy and stuff, he's like, I could put you back in like the tank, like I could save you, man. And he's like, no, like just like live the life like that I couldn't, man. Like it was a pretty touching side plot. And I also like speaking on the clone thing with the mind and all that. I like how the clones always argue on who's the original. Yeah, they're like, they both think that they're the Mahler twin. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. And I also think after that whole robot plot line, they get the Immortal's body and they're trying to revive him. Yeah. Like they have him in this neck brace, and like they so if you don't know, like the Immortal, I guess he pretty much lives forever. Yeah.
He was on the Guardians of the Globe. One thing I think that they show I could be wrong on this, but isn't he like in this universe he was Abraham Lincoln?
I think so,
because they show flashbacks and when he was like a caveman, like he's been on the earth since it started, and then like some meteor.
I like that flashback.
I really like that
because like he's a caveman, and there's just like this portal in him, and like he gets his power.
And his power is pretty much he can fly. He's kind of like Omni-Man. I don't think he's on the same strength level, but he's pretty close. And the only difference is if Omni-Man were to get his head ripped off, he'd be dead. Yeah. But the Immortal can like get fucked up, and then like if they bring his body parts back together, I guess he
lives back forever.
Yeah, he lives forever. The only
he can be reanimated.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that was interesting. I like how we saw in the flashback he's Abraham Lincoln. So I guess he got assassinated, and then he came back because he's the Immortal.
So he served as president. Like,
yeah, he did. He was president at some point.
What the fuck? That's so random.
Yeah, I do like that, and I like how he gets fucked up like twice.
Oh yeah, yeah. He fucking eats it twice.
The second time is even worse, bro. Like
it is worse the second time. He like slices him in half. He's like, you ain't coming back, boy.
But I do like how when he does finally get revived by them, like they get, because his head got like twisted like backwards by Omni-Man in the first episode, so his head's like detached. I think it fall. No, he
got his head cut off.
He cut it off. He twisted the Wonder Woman-esque character.
Yeah, he twisted her head.
Yeah. Damn, that's so fucked, bro. Jesus.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have been in that room, bro. Yeah, if I was them, I'd been like, okay.
yeah.
I want to tell you something.
Bro, why did he even kill the fish dude, bro? Like, he doesn't even seem like a threat.
Yeah.
Like, the fish dude, all he did was like, oh shit. He just started shooting water. Yeah. And like, he was like, then he just caught up and like fucking bashed his head in, bro. They were like, oh fuck.
Oh god.
He's just a fish.
That's a really hard scene to. I won't lie. I have gone back to it just to watch it. I'm just like, fuck.
It's dude. Oh, it's a good scene.
It's pretty entertaining.
It's pretty good. It's even better like watching the show and then like not knowing that that's coming, and you get to it, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, literally does a fucking 180 of the show.
Oh, it makes the yeah, it's really good. It really takes the show to a whole other level and gets you excited.
It does. There's a lot of other good fight scenes too, though. Yeah. I want to talk about Another plot line that happens.
Okay.
Invincible. He is flying around the city and he meets this guy named Titan.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much he can just make his skin like rock hard, like on the outside, kind of like a protectant.
True.
And he's talking to this dude. He's like, "Look, like I got this mission for you. Like we got to go talk to this dude. His name is Machine Head. That's what his name is. He's like this mob boss, and I think this guy just needs to do something. I forget exactly what he needs to do, but like he's got a family. He's got to eat. So
yeah.
So they go to Machine's Head place to like I think confront him about some shit. And like all these supervillains come out and they pretty much have like a fight. And it's a pretty good fight sequence. There's like this lava guy. I don't even think it says like their names, but
yeah, there's like, a lot of people there.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 villains. They come out. There's like this dude who has like tentacles coming out of his stomach. There's a robot.
The lion dude, what's his name?
Oh, Battle Beast.
Battle Beast.
Yeah,
is
so
insane.
Yeah, this is like one of the OP guys from the comics apparently.
Yeah,
but pretty much he's like this dude's like the Predator if he was like a lion. Like
pretty
a fucking,
much.
like a
this
6'8".
This guy's insane in terms of power level.
Yeah, they showed it like a little bit what his power level was, but pretty much what happens is
like none of them were gonna beat him, bro.
Oh no, dude, I couldn't see that shit happening.
Yeah,
but yeah, he fucks up Invincible and Titan.
Dude, he fucks him up bad.
He really fucks up Invincible. Yeah,
he beats his ass. He almost beats him to death. Like
yeah,
honestly.
he like bashes his fucking like chest in and like a lot of blood. Like
oh my god,
it's crazy.
And there's even a shot where when Invincible's like about to pass out, like up and through the roof where he came in, you can see Omni-Man's like up.
Yeah,
there
his father's watching him.
His dad saw the whole thing.
Yeah,
he didn't do nothing.
I mean, I understand he didn't want to intervene because I guess he kind of was either betting on his son dying or he was. If he didn't die, it was like, now you learned your lesson. Like,
yeah.
He kind of, because I remember when they were doing training sequences, like him and his dad, he was
He's
like,
going
Dad,
hard on his ass.
Yeah, he was like, I want you to hit me like as hard as you can, and like he fucking decks.
Bro, he
like,
decked the fuck out.
Yeah, he knocks the wind out of him, and he's like, I hit you. Like I'm sorry, I hit you hard.
Son, my fault.
He's like, it's gonna be hard to be a hero.
Yeah, that's on me.
Yeah. But I thought that was a cool sequence when they fight Machine Head and shit.
Yeah, that's I do. Yeah,
because then the new Guardians of the Globe show up. It's a pretty cool fight sequence. They fuck
a lot of
up.
them get fucked up too.
Yeah,
like the monster girl gets fucked up.
It's just a crazy fight. Like a lot of people get put out of permission.
I think a couple of them die. Actually, I don't remember which ones, but some die. Doc Samson gets really injured, but he ends up getting his powers back.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool scene because like he was trying to help Invincible.
True.
And even though he didn't have his powers, like he straight up, like just like
he still got it.
He ran into like the heat of battle, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Monster Girl gets fucked up. They all pretty much get fucked up. But
yeah,
it was a really good fight sequence. I like that episode. It was a really good episode.
It was. I think the one that dies is the one that has like the Ant-Man powers. I don't remember what their name was, but they got killed. We don't even remember who they were, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah, the one who like shrinks. I think she might have got knocked out.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think she just got knocked out.
I know Battle Beast fucked the hell out of everybody though.
Yeah, he was crazy. And in the middle of the fight, like he was just like, "I'm a dip." He's like yelling. He pretty much says like, "Y'all are not strong enough."
He's like, "This ain't even a challenge."
Yeah, he's like, "There's no honor like among killing."
Like
like I don't know. He has an honor code.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you won't kill like something that's like ain't even got no chance. Like
yeah.
It's like fighting.
It's like fighting. Yeah, exactly. Like you ain't gonna brag about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not. Yeah, that was a good episode.
Was.
Let me look at
what else you got on the notes, Nick?
Let me see.
One thing I thought that was funny was not really funny, but I mean I guess it's just funny for this situation, like how it's happening. But Adam Eve is in a relationship with Rex Splode, but he cheats on her with Duplicate. And he's cheating on her like with because her power, she makes like duplicate versions of herself.
Yeah.
And they each have like a number on them. So they were having like fucking orgies or like a threesome with like her duplicate version.
That's kind of fire, man. I mean, if a girl like you were dating her and she just could like duplicate herself. I mean, I don't know.
This dude, I'm not saying it's right to cheat, but I mean,
no, not to cheat, but just like, I thought that was funny because like 3 of them just came out the shower.
Yeah. He's just like, oh shit. Oh my god.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So at this point, Invincible's dad, Omni-Man, he's looking for Mark. He's like, yo, I got to talk to my son. And Debbie, like I said, she took Nolan's costume to get like looked at. And they confirm like they found the Guardian's blood on it, so they're like, "Oh, like he was there." True. So you know the suspicions are getting very high. Even his wife is like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Then what happens? pretty much, I think Mark and Amber, they stopped talking.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Amber
she
has
kinda-
Amber gets pissed.
Yeah, she
And
gets.
Honestly, okay.
I kind of thought that she was being like a little like, I don't know.
Okay, look, whenever there's situations like this in movies, I hate to, because people always take it so seriously, and they're like, oh man, like if you ain't rocking with Amber, then you're just a misogynist, and it's like, all right, let's keep it real here. I think she was tweaking a bit too hard. So like, I understand. Okay, if she didn't know he was invincible, because the plot point is she knows that he's invincible. She figures it out on her own. But if she didn't know, then I think her reactions and everything is completely fine. It makes sense. Like, you would be mad about this stuff.
Yeah.
But Mark is gonna tell her that he's invincible, and he's like, look, this is why I'm sorry. Like, didn't tell you to try and keep you safe. It's like, oh, it makes sense,
Yeah.
But then she's mad that he didn't tell her sooner, and she's like, nah, like, why wouldn't you tell me?
Bruh.
And it's like, bro, that's kind of stupid to be mad about, like that mad about. Cause like realistically, like if you found out your boyfriend or your girlfriend was like this,
like Spider-Man.
Yeah. Why would you be pissed that they didn't tell you? Like, I'm sure you'd be kind of like, you kind of would have probably thought like, oh, you should have told me sooner. But I wouldn't be mad to the point where I'm like, nah, I kind of don't want nothing to do with you no more. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's kind of selfish that you weren't with me. Like, it's like, bro, I've been saving the fucking world. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I think she did kind of tweak a bit. I think it's only the fact that she knew and she was mad that he didn't tell her. I think that's kind of selfish. I think if that plot point wasn't there, I'd be kind of on her side.
It's like, if he doesn't want to tell you, he doesn't have to.
It's kind of true.
And if you're going to act like you don't know, then you don't know.
If anything, she should have, I don't know, that whole part, I thought that was kind of dumb on her part.
Yeah, she was kind of an annoying character.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
So at this point, Debbie and like Cecil are very suspicious of Mark, and like his dad is coming to talk to him and shit. And I think, fuck, what happens? Yeah, so
look at your notes.
I'm looking at the notes, bro. Yeah, so Nolan goes to Mark, and then they release like a kaiju, which is like that big big alien thing.
Yeah, like
it's
Cecil, like a giant monster.
Yeah, Cecil sends that thing out to like fight his dad. And then and then even Mark come to like help as well. And then that's when this whole big confrontation thing happens.
The reason why they send it out is because they found out. How did they find out though? Do you remember? They found out that Omni-Man is bad, and everybody knows except Mark. Remember?
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's because
they don't know why, but they know that he like killed.
They know
the
he killed the Guardians.
So he's like a danger now.
I think literally the house across the street from where they live, they have turned into like a secret facility, and they have that one guy.
That's right. That's when shit goes down.
That's when it starts going down.
Yeah, because Omni-Man's like in his house and he's looking for Mark and all these agents that are just like in cloaking technology or material.
Yeah. One of them make a sound and he fucks them all up.
Yeah, he kills them all, and then he notices like oh, y'all been bugging my house and shit. And yeah, he's pretty much like coming for their throats. I think what happens right before is Cecil like approaches Nolan. He's like, oh, like, like I knew it was you, man. He's like, why'd you do it? Like after all these years, like we worked together.
Mm-hmm.
And he has like Cecil has this power to just like kind of teleport like anywhere. I think they have like a satellite in the sky.
It like teleports
that
into
just
area.
like beams him anywhere. But there's like one part he beams back to the headquarters and like Nolan like grabs.
Oh, he managed to get his tie.
Yeah, he almost fucks him up, but he grabs his tie.
Oh man.
And then at that point they send a callback to the previous episode where they had like those alien cyborg like perfect human things.
They kept the dude that was doing that, like he's got like a brace on and he's like a bad guy, but they have him. The only reason why he's not in jail is because they can use his technology.
His skill, yeah.
And
they send them there to fuck
him up. They got
up.
Debbie too. She's with them, like protecting her. You know? Yeah.
But they're fucking up Nolan and stuff. They're trying to get him away from like.
They're trying to get to Mark, right? Because
they want to find Mark and just be like, look, your father's like been doing all this shit.
Yeah.
And then Mark's like fighting the kaiju and shit, and all these people, they're like watching it on the news. I think like all of it go down because like this kaiju's just like fighting and shit.
Well, they end up beating the kaiju, but what's crazy is that's around the time Immortal pulls up again.
Yeah, so the Mauler twins, they fixed him.
They revived him, and the first thing he remembers is like, oh shit, I was killed by Omni-Man. He killed all my friends.
Yeah, is that when the flashback happens? Like
The flashback happens, and then
like all his
it leads up to his most recent memory,
like demise.
and then he wakes up and he's like, "Oh fuck!" and he gets out of there to go fuck up Omni-Man.
Yeah, so the Immortal comes back. I think the Mauler twins are trying to control him because they had like this brace on him, but
shit ain't working.
he just fucking
it
like bugs out, and they're just like fuck, and they just like kind of dip.
Yeah.
But yeah, he goes to fight Omni-Man, and you know, I will say he gave him the 2-piece in this one.
Oh, he pulled up.
He kind of gave him
hard,
like,
bro.
I think it's because he was so fucking pissed off.
Yeah,
Like
damn.
because he did kill like their friends. Because like
killed everybody.
Omni-Man, like he kept it like cool for a hot minute, bro. Like he had everybody fooled.
Yeah, like fucking 18
that's
years,
what it seemed.
20 years.
Yeah,
like,
like pretty much since he was on Earth.
Yeah,
like,
the whole time
he'd been helping.
So, but pretty much what we find out, because he kills Immortal right in front of Invincible, his son.
Yeah, dude, he punches
rips
him
him
through the fucking stomach, and then he just like slices.
Yep. God, it's fucking.
It's really fucked up to watch.
And then that's when Omni-Man's like, "Oh, bro, I gotta tell you."
Yeah. Then his dad's like.
So the whole time his dad's trying to.
That was a crazy finale. Do you remember like?
Dude. I remember we were
talking about that.
Yeah, we were
and
like,
it ends,
holy
he's like,
shit.
son. He's like, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
Like they kept the freaking
And
the secret all the way to the finale,
God
and then we
damn.
watched it together.
The finale was crazy.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
We watched it together. It was a really good finale.
Oh, I remember. So like, what Omni-Man explains is he's like, all right, so what you know is I came to this earth and I've been like its protector since. He's like, but what you don't know is I come from Viltrum, and like pretty much that place they battled everybody there only to where they leave like the strongest of the strong. So they're like the most elite people alive on that planet and the most elite in the whole galaxy. And then they go to different planets and then to conquer them. And he's saying what they're doing is they send like one soldier to go to the planets, and then they infiltrate that planet, and then they kind of tell them like, okay, like, can we conquer this planet? So they said that they sent him to Earth to kind of like do like a scouting report on the planet.
Yeah.
And then he saw that like, damn, like these dudes easy to conquer. Like we could fuck them up hard. But I guess he ended up falling in love with his mom, and he had the kid. And I guess Omni-Man's plan was he's like, all right, I'll raise this kid and then see if he gets powers, because he wasn't sure if it would happen or not. And I think that's why he was waiting until he was 18. And then I think that's why he was disappointed, or kind of like not disappointed, but kind of like, oh, damn, when he did end up getting powers so late, because he was like, well, shit, like I was going to destroy the earth and everything for my planet Viltrum, but now I have a son who's half Viltrumite. And he's like, so like, I can't kill him, or it's going to be harder to kill him. Yeah. He's like, I should try and bring him with me. So he's trying to convince him to go to his ways, but he's been raised a human. So like there's no way he's going to turn back on everybody there.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna turn my back like
on all his friends and all
my
that.
friends and shit for people I've never met. Like,
that whole episode is pretty much just Omni-Man fucking up Invincible. Like they're fighting throughout the fucking country, the world. Like pretty much they're like punching each other, flying like states away. The two crazy things. He like picks up his son. And he's like, why are you trying to save everybody? He's like, look how like fragile their lives are. It means nothing to like us. And he like fucking picks him up and puts him in front of a moving train.
Yeah.
And you just see the train.
That whole animation, like it's going like around like, oh my God.
You see all the people on the train die. So many people die because of them. And he just gets on top of him later on and just starts beating his ass, bro.
Yeah, he like throws him into a mountain and just starts like fucking him up, bro.
I really like the voice acting there is insanely good from both of them.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about the casting.
We haven't.
It's Stephen Yeun as Invincible, who does a really, really good job. Yeah. And then we got J.K. Simmons as Omni-Man.
It's really good casting. Yeah. Those two really
they're
in
a
the
powerhouse.
Finale. They go crazy in the end because I don't remember the specific lines, but he says something like his son's like almost dead, bro. Like he's beaten to like a fucking pulp, and he's saying like oh, like Mark, like why the hell would you do this? Like you'll outlive everybody here. Like what would you have when everybody's like still gone? And he says like, oh, I'd still have you, Dad. And then his dad's like, oh fuck, man, like damn.
Yeah, that shit hit hard, man.
Yeah, because like, he does love him, you know. Like, he really does love him.
It shows like even though his dad's like, I don't know, just admitted to being a monster, like he's got stake in this planet, you know? Like his son like still loves him, and
he has that flashback where he's kind of like looking at all the kids playing. He's at the baseball game.
Yeah, that's right. When Mark is a kid,
and Debbie and that's when he sees Mark, and that's I think when he's really like, oh man, like this is actually my kid. And then he he does love Mark, and I think he actually does love Debbie, but he does say something kind of fucked up. He says like, I mean, like he's like, I'll outlive her. He's like, to me, you know, she's kind of just like a pet.
Dude, yeah, he says that. He's like, how could you say that about mom?
That's fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think
you think Debbie's gonna get back with him?
I don't think she will. It's gonna be complicated after that.
Oh shit!
I don't know. I think he does love her. He was just kind of trying to revert to like his trained soldier ways, but like I think he has changed over like the small time he's been on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about it, like I get him saying like a pet because like 18 years is like what, like a fraction.
Oh,
not even a fraction of like how long he's been alive.
Exactly. So to him, it is like he said they'll live thousands of years. Like, they'll outlive everybody by multiple years. And damn, bro, it's fucking crazy. And but pretty much after that, Omni-Man's like, damn, like he just flies away. He like leaves the fucking solar system. I don't know where he's going. Where do you think he's going? Where'd he go, bro? Where'd he go?
I don't know. I'm either thinking he just went off planet to get away, like to just kind of go hide somewhere, or he went, I don't know, back to Viltrum or maybe another planet that a Viltrumite would be on.
Maybe. I don't think he'd go to Viltrum because like then they're gonna be like, bro, what the fuck you doing here? Like, we're supposed to be conquering Earth. The fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know what he's doing then. Who knows? Interesting.
I wonder what. Yeah. Talking more about the cast though, they got hold up.
Pull that cast up.
They got Gillian Jacobs. She plays Adam Eve. She was on Community.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got Mark Hamill, of course, as Art Rosebaum. He makes all the costumes for like every hero.
True.
Seth Rogen was in an episode actually. He plays Alan
the alien.
Alan the alien. Yeah. There's one mission that they send Invincible on because Omni-Man's still kind of like, you know, hurt and shit. They send him out to Mars, I think, to like fuck around with some planet stuff. And
fuck around with some planets.
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't know. They make him do something. That's when he has to fight the aliens.
What I do like, what I do like at the end of the season is they kind of show like all the the people that they're all the pieces in movement and like what's set up for the next season. Like you see that there's like you see where Battle Beast's at. You see that like I don't know. There's like a whole flash scenes of like
I think Eve like moves. I think she is like living by herself.
Yeah, she ditches her parents because they're like tweaking.
Yeah, it does set up a lot of cool stuff.
It sets up a lot.
Samson gets his powers back.
There's something with the Martian planet. I can't remember what. Yeah, Samson has his powers, but when he leaves Mars, like something got on one of the astronauts, right?
That's right. Yeah.
There's something, and that'll come.
One of the Martians, like, it took over like the astronaut's body.
Yeah, and that hasn't come back into play yet.
And that's interesting because one of the people on Guardians of the Globe like was a Martian.
Yeah,
like, he could like shapeshift.
He was like, the guy that could stretch.
Yeah, he could like stretch his like body and stuff. But yeah, Seth Rogen is in it. There's dude, Walter Goggins. Do you know who that is?
Who's he?
Let me show you a photo. Okay. You can remember this guy.
Oh yeah,
he's been. I just saw the Hateful Eight recently.
He was also in.
He's in that movie. I love him.
He's in Hateful Eight. He's also in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, dude, like national treasure. He's a good actor.
Who is he in the? Who does he voice?
He is Cecil.
Oh
yeah,
okay.
I wouldn't have even thought about that, man.
Okay, damn.
He's really good, right?
Yeah, he is good.
Yeah, a lot of other really good people on the cast. Justin Roiland. He plays a frat bro. That's what it's telling me. Pretty fire cast.
It's pretty, dude. The show is honestly like very good. If you haven't seen it already, I think it's still worth the watch.
Sometimes I feel like, I mean, of course, voice acting and acting are two totally different, like kind of arts. But I think voice acting is like really underrated.
I think voice acting,
it's hard, man.
It is hard.
You got to express an emotion of a character and like what you're feeling, like, and you won't even see what it looks like animated yet.
Exactly.
Like, you got nothing to go off, but like how you feel.
Damn. Yeah. It is. I think it is challenging. I think people that are good at it, it really shows when there's great voice acting. This show. It's honestly.
I wonder who they're gonna cast maybe for the next couple seasons, like with new characters.
Yeah, because we know there's new people gonna be showing up, especially once, because there's a couple more characters from Viltrum that show up. I'm not sure how it happens, but I know that at some point the other Viltrumites are showing up. I don't know what Omni-Man's doing when he'll be back. I really don't know. I was tempted to read the comics because I was like, dude, I really want to know, but I haven't because I was like, I didn't read them before. I only read them up until like where the story actually leaves off, like in season 1.
Are there things different?
There's like little differences, but like it's mostly like
it's pretty true to the comics.
It's pretty true. It almost looks like they the art style is very similar to like it seems
Really?
like they straight up just did the same art style the comic is in.
Oh, that's cool.
The only differences are like some characters look visually different. Like for example, I think in the comics Amber is just like some white girl, but in the show they made her like some African American girl.
Yeah.
Or like maybe she's like Afro Latin, I don't know. But that's like that doesn't really matter, you know. The changing, it's like she's just some random white girl. I kind of like that change to make it more diverse.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good though. Damn.
There's I don't know what episode this was. I think it was the early ones when his dad is teaching him how to be a hero. I don't know if it was a supervillain or just like some street thug, but like Omni-Man's like holding him over like a building, and he's like, "Oh, like this is how like you interrogate people and shit." And he's like, "Sometimes you gotta like make them scared." And so like he drops the dude off the building, and you just hear him screaming.
Jesus, bro.
And he's like, "Dad, like go save him." And he's like, "I'm gonna get him." He's like, "I'll get him." I was like, "I'll get him eventually." And then he swoops down and like saves him. But I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh man, it's a really good show, man.
Yeah.
It sucks that this came out I think like early 2021.
Yeah.
Like within the first 3-4 months.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, that was like a year and a half ago now. Like a year, maybe a little bit over a year and a half. It's been almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years at the beginning of 2023.
Yeah.
Like, bro, they gotta drop season 2. They better be working hard on this thing.
I'm betting it's gonna be worth the wait. I wonder. They're probably gonna keep the same episode length just to kind of keep it chapter by chapter. But
I'm hoping that they have been putting in work for not just season 2, but also a little bit of 3.
Yeah,
that
so
way
it can come out sooner.
There's not like as big of a wait in between the two of them.
Yeah,
which I'm pretty sure they probably are doing that.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I wouldn't be surprised if the animation probably gets a little bit better too. The animation's not bad, but like especially like the fight scenes like that need to be good. Like it's pretty good. But there are like some scenes where like the animation like it doesn't look bad. It just looks like not as detailed as some other animated shows. But that's just probably because of budget, you know. But like the scenes in the shows that have like the big visuals, like that's where the budget went in terms of animation. The ones that need to be animated well. So I'm betting since it got 2 seasons, since it's done so well, I'm betting the animation is like a level up. I bet you everything's gonna be like increased because of the budget.
It seems to be like the animation is good. It's crisp. It seems I don't want to say bare bones, but like it's simple enough to where it seems easy to like animate stuff. But like when blood and action and all that happens, like they add the more detail.
That's when there's the most detail.
Yeah. So I really appreciate the animation team. You know, shout out the animators, man. Not a lot of people give credit, bro.
They locked in.
They worked super hard. But I mean, do you want to rate this, dude? Honestly, I think I'm rating this a 10 out of 10, dude.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's still like past all this time, man. Like this show was really good.
It's really good.
It's a breath of fresh air, and like it really hooked me in with the story and stuff. It's just something I've never seen before.
It might be a 10. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was thinking I usually give things that I think are really good like a 9 or a 9.5. But if I'm trying to think of something I don't like about the show, like. I mean, I was hooked from the beginning, you know?
Yeah, I really can't.
I can't really think of something. I think every plot point is interesting. I think it's paced pretty well. It leads up to like, you're the whole time you're like, damn, like what's going to happen?
It's very suspenseful.
It's there's so much tension. I'm going to have to agree, Nick. I think this is, I think season 1 is definitely, I think it's perfect. It's really good.
It's a really good show, yeah.
I think it's worth the watch.
It comes from Robert Kirkman, so you know, it's got a place in my heart because The Walking Dead.
Damn. So yeah, I mean, hey, that might be the first perfect score from both of us on something ever, anything we've reviewed.
It's a perfect show, man.
It is. I hope they really continue it.
Everything comes full circle, and I'm really excited for these next 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine, bro? If just like Viltrumites pull up to the planet, like they're gonna be fucked, dude.
I know. Oh,
like, how do you kill a Viltrumite? Because he said that their blood literally cannot be like destroyed.
Well, I know.
Like.
Invincible's gonna have to fucking lock in then, bro.
Yes.
He's gonna have to get.
He couldn't even fight one.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like he's the only chance they got. Really.
Yeah, I think at the end of the finale, Cecil's like, after he heals up, he's like, "Look, you could still choose to like help us or like not do this anymore." And he's like, "No, like I want to help."
Yeah.
And so he meets up with Alan the alien, one more time, and then he talks to him. He's like, "Yeah."
That was another crazy thing. How when he goes to when he fights out an alien, it's usually Omni-Man that has done it because he said he comes every couple whatever.
Yeah.
But we find out at the end, after everything's happened, that Alan the alien is just like he's like, I guess like it's like protocol. Like they go to different planets to see if they're prepared for like a planetary invasion.
Yeah.
And when he goes there, he's like, oh my God, like he's like, I thought this was like Earth, this is Earth or something like that,
Yeah.
some stupid shit. And he's like, oh my god, he's like, this is Earth, and he's like, you guys have like there's like a Viltrum invader on your planet, like we have this written down in like the Republic, whatever, some big group.
Yeah,
of
he's
people.
part of like some bigger
Yeah.
organization.
And he's like, you guys have a Viltrum like that, and he's like, oh yeah, and he explains to him like it was my dad, and he tells him he's off planet, and he's like, damn, he's like, so your dad's just gone, and he's like, yeah, and he's like, what are you gonna do? And he's just like,
we finished high school.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
so damn,
Yeah.
there's so much setup, bro. It's just like,
Yeah, there is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of potential. I would love
Yeah.
to see Battle Beast again.
he's
Honestly,
gonna pull
bro,
up.
Omni-Man versus Battle Beast. I would like to see that.
I-
or even an Invincible versus Battle Beast rematch.
Like rematch when he's
Yeah.
more locked in.
Yeah, well, because like I think when like the older he gets, the more his powers like he grows.
Yeah,
into
he
them.
gets more. I also think I don't know if this is canon or if this is true, but it seems to me like the bigger a beating he takes, the more stronger he gets, or like more invincible he becomes. And he just got fucking beat half to death by his dad.
Yeah,
You know, and his dad's one of the strongest Viltrumites like out
Yeah.
there. So once he's like, fully healed and shit, he's probably gonna be another level up in terms of like where he is.
yeah. I think it's very primal because like
Yeah.
they grow stronger from like the punches they take. And I
Mhm.
remember the episode where they're fighting Machine Head and like all of his goons and shit. Like they start really fucking him up. Like
Oh,
he's
they
getting like
do.
electrocuted.
I
He's getting
know,
like choked
yeah.
out and punched.
Damn.
And like the voice acting by Steven Yeun is so good because like he's just
he's really good.
yeah, he's like, y'all are fucking dead. And like he just like freaks out. He beats up like 3 of them at once, and then like Battle Beast is like, nah, boy. But like I don't know. He could have sauced him, man. Like he got really pissed off, and I think
Yeah.
like that's the Viltrum inside of him.
That's
like,
true.
Like, he's
Damn,
very
bro.
powerful. Like he just has to learn to hone it.
Yeah. Oh man, it's such a
that's
good
what I
show.
hope
I
this
can't wait
season
for the
is.
second season.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
I'm thinking.
Hopefully-
I bet you it drops next year at some point.
I hope.
Hopefully.
I hope they say something about it like soon,
Yeah.
and we'll release it. We'll release whatever news.
Hey,
happens.
when that one drops, I think we'll be more up to date with the season because we've been waiting on this review for a while.
Oh yeah,
It's been in the list, but I think when season 2 drops, I think we're gonna be on it.
yeah.
They're probably gonna drop like week to week as well. So I don't know if we'll go week to week. We might do like at the beginning, first episode, first thoughts, and then again at the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, whenever that happens. So I mean, I think that's pretty much everything. Got anything else in your notes?
No, I think that's everything, man.
All right,
Invincible's
perfect show.
it's a really good show. Definitely, I would watch it again.
Yeah, I would too.
I
might actually.
And I'm really excited for the casting, like who they're gonna possibly bring on.
Yeah,
for
I want to see.
all these other people, because I don't really know any of the other characters from the comics. I've
Mhm.
only heard of Thrag. I think.
Okay,
I
I think
don't-
he's another Viltrumite.
Yeah,
right?
he's also another Viltrumite. I don't know if he's related in any way to like Omni-Man. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't
but-
know.
I know that he's another like incredibly strong, if not stronger than Omni-Man. He's a
Yeah.
Viltrumite.
I'm excited, dude. I can't wait to see when that stuff happens, man.
Yeah, I want to see what they do with the show.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, hey, that's the Invincible season 1 review.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if you haven't watched it already, check it out. Rewatch it. This has been Cosmic Kickback. If you are not already subscribed or following, make sure to do so. We appreciate the support. Comment down below if you're on YouTube what you thought of season 1, what you might think to happen in season 2. If you're on listening anywhere, leave a review, follow, all that good stuff. We got a Twitter, we got Instagram, we got Facebook, and we got a LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
got
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Follow the LinkedIn, bro.
Follow everything.
We're a
Got
legitimate
Discords.
business.
Yeah, we got everything's down in the description. Thank you guys for listening.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
All right. See ya.
Bye.